for people saw it. That's the only reason I'm willing to tell this story, because if I had been alone, I probably wouldn't believe myself either. 2 of us had been drinking. 2 of us were completely sober. None of us have ever changed our story. To this day, more than a decade later, all 4 of us remember the exact same thing. Back in high school, a couple of guy friends got my best friend and me some liquor. I still have no idea how. They were only about a year older than us. We also had some weed. My best friend and I were drinking and smoking, but the guys wanted nothing to do with it. They only smoked cigarettes and stayed completely sober all night. It was the middle of summer, around 11:30 p.m. The 4 of us were hanging out at a local park and eventually decided to walk a trail that ran through a wooded area nearby. It was one of those warm summer nights where everything feels unusually still. No wind, no people, just the sound of our shoes on the trail and the occasional chirp of insects. At some point we stopped walking and started talking. My best friend and I were standing together while the 2 guys stood several feet in front of us, facing us. Everything felt normal. Then, in the middle of the conversation, both of them went silent. I remember thinking it was strange because their eyes weren't on us anymore. They were looking past us. The expressions on their faces changed so fast it was almost unsettling by itself. One second they looked normal. The next, they looked genuinely terrified. Not nervous. Not confused. Terrified. Neither of them said a word. They just turned around and started running. Full sprint. As fast as they could. For a split second, I honestly thought they were screwing with us. Then I turned around and saw why they ran. Coming down the trail toward us was a massive black figure. I don't mean a shadow. I don't mean a person dressed in dark clothes. This thing looked enormous. At least 8 or 9 feet tall. It was moving on 2 legs and running directly toward us. Even now, I struggle to describe it because all I could really make out was its size and shape. It was like a solid black silhouette against the darkness, somehow darker than everything around it. For a moment my brain couldn't process what I was looking at. Then pure panic took over. Holy fuck. Run. My best friend looked, saw it too, and we bolted. I've never run that fast before or since. Every few seconds I had the overwhelming urge to look behind me, but I was too scared to see whether it was gaining on us. We exploded out of the trail and back toward the park where we eventually found the guys who had taken off before us. The first thing we asked was why they ran. The answer stopped me cold. Before we had ever turned around, they had seen the same thing. The same towering black figure. The same shape. The same direction. The same reason for absolute panic. That's why they ran without saying a word. The detail that has always stayed with me is that the 2 people who saw it first were completely sober. No alcohol. No weed. Nothing. And they described exactly what my best friend and I had seen. To this day, none of us knows what it was. Maybe there is a logical explanation. Maybe there isn't. All I know is that 4 people entered that trail together, and all 4 came out convinced they had just seen something that shouldn't have been there.